what's going on in Russia with the coronavirus infection and spreading. We're gonna need both health advice and financial advice. What I have been doing to lift my spirits up, there aren't any masks anywhere to be found. In the hands of Vladimir Putin and his inner circle, he didn't take personal responsibility or responsibility of the Kremlin. The Kremlin has shown its weakness, and that's, well, strange. People are getting restless. Even toilet paper is present and plenty. Your situation in the comments. Hi and welcome to Letters to King. This is Constantine, April 10th, 2020, and I'm updating you on what's going on in Russia with the coronavirus infection and spreading. First of all, I would like to thank you, my viewers and my subscribers, for watching the videos and sharing the information about what's going on with them through the comments. Thank you so much. It's really helpful to know that we're in the same boat. It's really helpful knowing what's going on in your parts of the woods. And thank you. A special thank you to my subscriber named Beachbum Bob for sharing very valuable and useful information about what to do, how to protect yourself from the coronavirus, what to expect, etc. He forwarded me to the channel of Dr. John Campbell of England, and I'm going to share this information with you too. There's a link in the description of the video down here. You can go and visit the channel. Really interesting, really helpful. Also, I'm giving you two more links from Beachbum Bob about two financial experts sharing their opinions and their financial advice. And folks, we're gonna need both health advice and financial advice. I'm not making any money off YouTube, and this information I'm sharing, I hope that it just will help you and you will find it useful. Please like my video and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future updates, and you certainly don't miss the update tomorrow. I'm going to post a video on what I have been doing to lift my spirits up and to get me through this coronavirus craze. An action plan. I'm going to make a video about that and share it. So subscribe, you don't miss it. I hope that it will help you. It has helped me. So now on what's going on in Rostov right now. It's located about 650 miles, 1100 kilometers south of Moscow. It's a large city of 1 million people, not as large as Moscow, not nearly as large. A local governor has issued an executive order that obliges all Russians, all local Russians, to stay inside their houses or apartments and not to get outside. It's called Self-Isolation Executive Order. There is a fine. It starts at $250 and could be raised up to $400. The fine is given to anyone who gets out of their front door for any reason except for medical emergency or food shopping. And you are only allowed to go 100 meters, which is 330 feet, to the closest food store. Back and forth, that's it. Most people walk the streets without masks because there aren't any masks anywhere to be found. Okay, you just can't buy them. I guess you can make them. I'm not very good at making things, so I don't have a mask myself. But I've only been outside 3 times in the last 10 days. All 3 times I went to a closest food store to get some food. That's all. The streets are empty. Russians are staying home. The streets, the roads are car-free. No one drives, no one walks, no one gets out. Russians are afraid of fines. They're not as afraid of the coronavirus as they're afraid of getting fined by $250. Rostov-on-Don is a very low-tech city, meaning there are very few security cameras, and enforcing this executive order is relied on police patrolling the streets. Basically, the only way you can get fined is when the police sees you, a police patrol stops you, and they try to find out like where you're going. They see your ID, and if they see that you live nearby and you tell them that you go food shopping, then they let you go. But if they catch you and you live somewhere far away, in all IDs, your address is printed, so they know where you live. So the IDs can be a driver's license or a passport, internal passport. So in this case, you get fined. That's what's going on in Rostov. Actually, right now we have a very interesting, very strange situation. For the past 20 years, the power was over entire Russia was concentrated in one hands, in the hands of Vladimir Putin and his inner circle in the Kremlin. Okay, the local governors of different Russian provinces didn't have any freedom whatsoever, because most governors are not elected. Most governors are appointed. They work for the Kremlin. They have their bosses in the Kremlin, and they're appointed to the province to work as the governors, right? So no freedom whatsoever. And for the first time in almost 20 years, Putin announced that the responsibility of stopping the spread of coronavirus is in the hands of the governors. He didn't take personal responsibility or responsibility of the Kremlin, but rather send a message to the governors that it's up to them to stop it. And basically that's giving them power to do things that they think needed to contain this bug. Okay, and this is very interesting, very unusual for us to realize that this is a very unique situation for Russia. The Kremlin has shown its weakness, and that's, well, strange. Okay, I haven't seen that happen in last couple decades. So what's going on in most provinces? The governors got this call to action. A few governors resigned. At the same very day, the message was sent, and I don't blame them. Most of the governments started issuing personal executive orders. For example, couple provinces sealed off borders. They're not letting anyone out, not letting anyone in. One province contains all the people who come from Moscow by plane, because they consider that Moscow is the focal point of the coronavirus spread in Russia. And even if people are healthy, they still get contained for 2 weeks, quarantined. Is it unconstitutional? Yes. Is this a right decision right now? I don't know. I'm not a judge. I'm not judging. I'm just telling you what's going on. That's all. But anyway, this situation is very strange and very amusingly interesting. Okay, things have been changing in the with help of the coronavirus. We will see where it leads to. And now, what's going on in Moscow? Well, I am not currently in Moscow, so I can only tell you the information that I have from my friends and some family that are left there. In the first few days when they announced the quarantine, about 1 million people left Moscow, just like we did. Most people stayed. People are taking the coronavirus infection seriously there. Moscow is being hit hard. Over 7,000 people are infected. And when we left 10 days ago, there were hardly 400 people infected. And now 10,000. And now 7,000. Imagine the rate the coronavirus is spreading. The mayor of Moscow is very concerned. He just announced today that a new system is in place starting Monday, a new system of electronic passes. Once you want to get out of your apartment, even to throw out trash, I'm not even speaking about shopping or going somewhere, even just to throw out trash, you need to apply for a permission to get out of your apartment. You go on a government website, fill out an application form. They will send a QR code to your telephone, and you will take that telephone and they just go according to the purpose of your travel. Moscow is a very high-tech city. The entire city is covered with security cameras, so they can trace you without the police being present. They can trace your movements and where you go. They use cell phones and security cameras are literally everywhere. Okay, my apartment block building has security cameras inside installed, so they even can trace me uh, walking inside of the apartment building. Okay, I'm not even speaking of getting out of the apartment building. And even if I put a mask over my face, let's say it's ski mask, the security system is so intelligent that it knows the way I walk, my walking style, and it traces me by the walking style. Okay, so once I go and I deviate from the designated route, I get a fine, $250 automatically. Okay, so this is how strict the Moscow is on self-isolation policy. All my friends are reporting that they know it's serious. They are staying home. At least most of them are staying home, and they only get out for food shopping, and that's pretty much it. Moscow is still having snow on the ground. It's cold there. Today was 68 degrees in the place where I am right now. In Moscow was probably 35 or something like that. People are getting restless. 2 weeks in confinement are taking toll on a lot of people. They get stressed, they get angry, but so far so good. Okay, the streets are empty, the roads are empty, the army is patrolling, the police force is patrolling, and that's okay. That's fine with me. Even if I was in Moscow right now, I wouldn't mind. There's plenty of food at food stores. There aren't any shortages of any food. Uh, Even toilet paper is present and plenty. So people can't really complain about food or medical supply situation. It's just staying inside is really, really hard. And my decision to move myself and my family from Moscow to Rostov, where we have a house, I think it's a great decision. It's much easier to stay in a large house with a yard than in an apartment. And I remind you that most of apartments that Russian own, including Moscow, they're not that big. About 60 to 80 square meters, 600 to 800 square feet is normal, very normal, and only few of them are larger, and most of them from 60 to 80 meters. So friends, this has been an update on what's going on with the coronavirus spreading in Russia as of today, April 10th, 2020. Thank you very much for watching. Please share your opinions, your information, your situation in the comments, as you have done in the previous videos. It's really important, it's really interesting for us all to know what's going on with you. And please keep on tuning in. Tomorrow I'm going to give you a very useful information on how I have been dealing with the coronavirus, how I have been able to lift my spirits up, and how I've been able to pretty much to get through this hard time. So thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, stay well fed, stay calm in this really strange, dark, and difficult times. I'll see you tomorrow.